For 2.2 RRE, we talked about being able to complete a table, draw a graph, and write an equation for a problem situation. So we're going to focus on the writing of the equation and then using that to solve. For our example here, we have Molly wants to buy a new car. She has already saved $400 and she plans on saving an additional $30 per month. Okay, the first question says, determine the independent variable. So I know just from previous questions that we've done and previous conversations we've had about independent variables, these are the things that we can control. In this case, it's going to end up being time, because Molly gets to decide how much time she is going to be saving this money. Okay, time, and I'm also going to put in months. Now, if we're going to graph this, we know that the independent variable is going to go on the x-axis. I'm just going to label that x-axis as time. Question number 2 says to determine the dependent variable. This is the thing that's depending on the independent. So what is the thing that depends on the amount of time that she's been saving? And that's going to be money, or her amount saved. And we're going to measure that in dollars. I'm going to just write that on my y-axis. Right there. Okay. Question number 3 says to determine the model function that models this situation. So this is probably going to be a slope-intercept form, right? Y equals mx plus b, where m is my rate of change. How much are we changing each month in this case? So y equals, well, up here we said that 30 was our per number, so that's our m, 30x, plus b is always our initial amount, or our starting amount. So here we read earlier that that was 400. So we've got our function y equals mx plus b. Now relating back to our graph, that means it starts up here somewhere on the y-axis, up at 400. And this is a positive 30, so we are increasing as time goes on. All right, in question number 4, determine the amount in her savings. So that's our question. How much money are we going to have? That's our question. After 5 weeks. Well, drats. Let's say months. Changing the question on us. After 5 months. Well, months was our independent variable, so that's our x value. So here I'm saying x equals 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the equation we wrote in number 3, y equals 30. But now instead of x, I'm going to write 5, because we know we're saving for 5 months, plus 400. Okay. Now we can grab a calculator. We can do this in our heads. 30 times 5 gets us 150, plus the 400 that she started with. Oops. There we go. Gets us 550, and we know we were asking for how much money did she have, so $550.